Olympian Eileen Gu's backless dress totally stuns at Milan Fashion Week. Eileen Gu is turning up the heat in Milan with her white backless dress. The Chinese-American freestyle skier recently graced the Milan Fashion Week. For the occasion, she opted to make a bold but elegant fashion statement with her OOTD. Eileen Gu stuns in a super bold backless dress at Milan Fashion Week. Take a look at the latest photos of Eileen Gu in a bold dress at Milan Fashion Week. The athlete took to her Instagram to share a carousel of photos from Milan Fashion Week. Captioned, "Quality time. Grazie mille at Brunello Cucinelli _brand." The post showed Gu dazzling with a bright smile in a white backless dress. In some pictures, the Olympic gold medal winner wore a black leather jacket over the outfit with aviators. Additionally, her makeup comprised of eyeliner, pink blush, and red lipstick. She also had her golden highlighted hair styled in waves. Netizens shared their thoughts with one writing, "So so beautiful." Another user commented, "OMG, this look is so good." She wore a backless dress that looked less like clothing and more like a decision. Not a loud decision. Not a desperate one. The kind of choice that says, "I know exactly where I am, and I'm not here to be swallowed by it." The dress was a study in contrast. From the front, it carried the elegance of restraint, clean lines, a silhouette that didn't beg for drama. But when she turned, the dress became a reveal, a sweeping openness that transformed simplicity into shock, minimalism into magnetism. The backless cut didn't feel like an accident or an accessory. It felt like punctuation, an exclamation point delivered in a whisper. That's the trick of truly great fashion. It doesn't just decorate a person, it tells the truth about them. And Eileen Gu has always been difficult to summarize. On snow, she is speed and air, a human answer to gravity's question. In competition, she's precision wrapped in fearlessness, someone who can launch herself into the sky and still land like she planned it months ago. But in Milan, she wasn't a flying athlete framed by mountains or medals. She was something else, a modern kind of Olympian stepping into a different arena, where the runway is not measured in seconds, but in impressions. The cameras loved her, of course. They always do. Yet what made the moment feel electric wasn't just her beauty or celebrity. It was the way she carried the dress, like she wasn't borrowing confidence from the outfit, but lending it. Backless dresses are bold by nature. They're an invitation to look. They expose the body, yes, but more than that, they expose intention. A backless dress says, "I'm comfortable being seen from angles I cannot control." It's a garment that assumes the world will stare and asks the wearer to remain unbothered. And she did. Walking through the Milanese glow, flashbulbs popping like tiny lightning storms, Eileen looked like she belonged to both worlds at once. Not trapped between sport and style, but fluent in each. The dress didn't turn her into a fashion girl. She didn't suddenly become a different person because she changed outfits. Instead, it highlighted what was already there: control, balance, calm power. It was almost poetic, the backless cut echoing the openness of the air she knows so well. On skis, her back faces the mountain as she commits to flight. In the dress, her back faces the room as she commits to presence. Two versions of the same courage. Milan Fashion Week can be a theater of extremes. There's an unspoken contest outside the official shows, where attendees compete in the sport of being unforgettable. Feathers, latex, towering heels, impossible silhouettes, people dress like living art installations, hoping the street-style photographers will choose them like a spotlight chooses a lead actor. But Eileen's impact didn't feel like costume. It felt like clarity. There's something fascinating about watching an athlete in fashion spaces, especially an Olympian. Athletics gives you a certain authority over the body. Your body is not just an object to display, but an instrument you've trained, disciplined, pushed beyond comfort. For many athletes, that relationship makes fashion feel different. A dress is not just pretty, it's a second skin with its own rules. It can be freeing, or it can be restrictive. It can celebrate movement, or punish it. Eileen Gu, with her athlete's posture and her model's ease, made the dress look like it was built for motion, even if she stood still. And that's what stunned people, the contradiction of it. A backless dress is often associated with softness, sensuality, romance. But on her, it carried the sharpness of a blade. It wasn't shy. It wasn't fragile. It was polished confidence. The photos from that night tell their own story. You can almost hear the city breathing behind the frame, the distant hum of scooters, the murmur of Italian conversations, the rustle of designer garments like leaves in a controlled storm. In the middle of that, she is the still point, the calm eye of Fashion Week's hurricane. The dress, from the back, revealed a line of skin that looked like sculpted marble under the lights, an old-world elegance meeting modern daring. It wasn't naked in the cheap way the internet loves to label things. It was deliberate exposure, a kind of artful honesty. And maybe that's why it resonated so hard, because it felt earned. Eileen Gu isn't famous for showing up. She's famous for doing something. Winning, flying, landing, repeating. Her fame isn't built purely on being seen, it's built on proving. That gives her presence a rare weight in a world that often rewards surface over substance. When someone like that wears something bold, it doesn't come off as attention-seeking. It comes off as choice. It's the difference between a spotlight and a sunrise. Fashion, at its best, is storytelling. Milan Fashion Week is an entire week-long anthology, brands narrating their fantasies, editors writing judgments with their eyes, fans turning sidewalks into stages. In that swirling narrative, Eileen's look read like a chapter title, Reinvention Without Apology. Because there's also a bigger story here, one about modern identity. Eileen Gu is a symbol of the new kind of global figure, athlete and student, competitor and creator, luxury ambassador and grounded young woman who still feels like she's building herself in real time. That's why the backless dress didn't just stun. It signaled.